Jones. Greetings, and welcome back to Be Better Network. I am Brandon Jones. This is episode 4 of Hidden Harms, the truth about child abuse in America. I will be joined today by my good friend Lionel as we continue to go down this series and we look at abusers and people who do children wrong and what's behind this behavior. Sorry for the late start this morning. I had an interesting morning. For those of you who are keeping up with the news, you know that ICE is definitely here in the Twin Cities and active. And I had a few ICE agents run through my yard this morning. It was interesting. I was on the phone talking to a friend of mine, and fucking ICE agents run through. I hear my ring notification go off. I look out the window. I don't see a car. I don't see a delivery service. I don't see nothing. So I'm like, what the fuck was it? So I checked the app and I see a fucking ICE agent, just two agents walking through. I'm gonna show you guys the video clips. So then I get up, I go look out my window on the side of my house and I see them circling around the houses. Then I go back to the front and then I seen them pretty much they were out there looking for somebody. I don't know who. I live in a newer neighborhood. Everything's not built yet. So they were probably looking for the Latinos that have been building the houses and the townhouses in my neighborhood, because they were cycling. They were looking for people. And one of my neighbors was outside shoveling because it snowed overnight. They came up to him, they didn't push him, but they were very aggressive, like, you need to get in the house. You need to get in the house. So he went back to his garage. They cycled the houses a little bit longer. And then from there, two cars came up with tents. 2 white vehicles came up with tents. They ended up picking up 2 officers, and they've been cycling the neighborhood for about the last hour or so. So it's been pretty fascinating. But let me show you all the video clip. This is what I seen where I was like, oh shit. So there's 2 clips I'm gonna show you guys here. So ICE is active here in the Twin Cities, and I live in the suburbs, bro. I'm a privileged Negro, but they out here. So here it is. Oh shit! You know what? I haven't listened to the clips. You can hear him say, "I think he went that way." So whoever they were looking for, he must have ran, because he said, "I think he went that way." Here's the second clip where you see the other officer. So there you have it, folks. ICE is active and they're live. They're not just in Minneapolis. They're in my neck of the woods too. I'm pretty sure they were after some of the folks who are doing construction, because there's behind my house, there is a series of townhouses and they're not done. There's probably about maybe 2 or 3 more units that they're putting up. And it's been nothing but Mexicans or Latinos. I don't know if they're I'm assuming they're Mexicans because we have more Mexicans than anything here when it comes to Latinos. But they were very active. And I didn't hear the audio from the video clip. I just watched it. But I also heard him say, this is funny. I heard him say he went over this way. So they're after somebody. Salute to the chat. We got John Gold in the building. John, hope you're doing well, taking care of yourself, sir. Jewel of Aquarius, always a good supporter. Salute to you, Jewel. A new hater, welcome to the hater club, sir. Get in line. You are member number 239. It's a long line of universal haters. So congratulations, you made the cut. Hope you're doing well. Come with better jokes though. You got to hate harder than that. My life is beautiful, bro. So my life is amazing. You got to do better than that to make me feel anything, sir. All right, so that's not what we're here to talk about, though. We're here to talk about predators, which this person may be, unfortunately, which is probably why they tuned in, because we're about to expose your type of behavior. Man, are the vertical people just weird or what? What is going on? Salute to you, Kevin, Mr. Fudgy. I don't know what the fuck that means. That's some these foreign trolls are crazy, bro. But let me bring up a non-troll, somebody who keeps it real all the time, probably a little too real, Mr. Lionel. What's going on, Lionel?
Good morning, man. It's
Good
definitely
morning.
good morning for you. I see.
Yeah, it's been active, man. I woke up with a phone call from a former light-skinned baddie friend of ours. Like, what do you want? Salute to her. She's probably watching. And then fucking ice is running through my yard. I'm like, what is going on? It's Saturday, bro. It's Saturday in Minnesota, you know.
What news have you been seeing before we get started when it comes to this topic? Like, what news have you been seeing lately?
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot more women being active in this and school related news. So it's been a lot of like teachers or school aides being involved with teenagers. One thing that I have picked up on probably over the last month or so is a lot of special ed kids being the actual victims, which is interesting. So, do you have any thoughts on that?
They're prey. It's easy to go after them, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And you have too many parents that will let, unfortunately, their special education children be with other people unattended because you're supposed to trust them.
Right.
And unfortunately, they're going to take that trust and weaponize it.
Interesting.
And you have to be aware, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It sounds bad. I know.
Why does that sound bad though? Like why would you say that?
Because it's like you can't trust nobody. Because you don't know these people's intentions.
Sure.
When you have children, you have to be hyper protective. But then you have some people telling you, no, don't do that. That's too much. You're going to run them off. But then you see these stories.
Another thing that I've noticed about the women predators, and I think we're going to do a show on women specifically.
Yeah.
Later on down the road. But I've also noticed like these are younger women, and they're not. I don't want to say that they're like baddies, but they're actually somewhat attractive, right? So we seen there was that light skinned woman. I think you might have shared that one. She was like 24, 25. There was a Latina, and then there was a white lady, but the white lady story was old. I remember seeing that like months ago. That's from like a year ago. But they pulled up on her at her house, and these were all pretty decent looking women. You would assume like they're not gonna have any issues getting men their own age or anything. But again, it's not about that. It's about power control at the end of the day. So what have you noticed when you've seen some of these recent cases?
I've seen more recently. It's been more about, well, I was about to say expeditions. It's been more about human trafficking. More like you're catching whole rings where there's 50 kids involved, 70 kids involved. We're finding whole operations that have been in movement, been in the works, and now we have been able to catch 50 men that have been collectively, unfortunately, targeting minors. We've been catching the people who have been trying to set things up, but of course these things take time. Got to get the evidence. You got to catch them in the act in certain cases, but you put all that together and I've been just tracking all these different cases where they're getting groups of people. And again, it's never the same people, unfortunately. It's always different people, always different groups. And it's that.
So let's talk a little bit about the rings. You've seen a couple of these cases. Usually when they come out with these busts, these are massive, like 30 plus people involvement. And Why can you say more about what you've seen in your research? How do these rings get formed? Like, why are they so massive? Who are some of these people that are involved once they get caught? What have you noticed with these busts?
To the last point, when you're looking at the people who are involved, it quite literally is guys from 25 to 60.
Okay.
And they'll see that one person is in the political system, another person's a cop, another person's a preacher, another person's the mailman. You'll have just different collections of people put together. And it's like, dang, you see that they got influence in different ways, and it allows them to create a network.
Wow.
It's like an RPG. It's like you're playing a video game and you putting a party together. You got an attacker, a healer, a defender, someone that can debuff you. You got a whole party together that can do different roles, but y'all putting it together to unfortunately tackle minors.
Wow. I literally just put in sex trafficking ring bust in YouTube just to see what clips will pop up. And I have something from 14 hours ago, so we can show that and talk about that.
Let's show it.
And then I have two that happened within the last month. And it's funny because before I put that in there, I was looking at Jules' comment, and she said, "Women enablers helping piss me off to no end." You're gonna notice something in these these three clips that I found. Women are involved. Is Lionel the police? No, but he acts like an officer sometimes. He's a detective. He's not the police. All right, let's see. Hold on. Let me pull up the one from 14 hours ago. I haven't vetted any of these clips. This is just off a fresh search, just to kind of prove what Lionel was saying here. This one's in New Orleans, so let me pull this up here. So here's something fresh off the press: sex trafficking ring.
1,700 victims of sex trafficking.
Dang.
A tragic story.
Did you hear that?
Damn.
Did you hear that? This is a fresh clip. I have not vetted this clip.
1,700.
Holy shit! Let's run that back. Man, we ain't even 5 seconds in.
All right, last year there were 1,700 victims of sex trafficking in this area. Speaking of tragic,
in that area.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Just about the survivors we know about.
Yeah, this week police made a big human trafficking bust, arresting 5 suspected sex traffickers. And Meg Ferris brings us the details on that.
It's an undercover operation of NOPD, Homeland Security, the FBI, DA's office, and the GNO Trafficking Task Force for several months now. And the result? 4 alleged violent human sex traffickers are now off of the streets. Arrested Thursday are Leroy Allen, 31, the suspected ringleader who worked as a security guard, Commodore Allen, 45, Lawrence Allen, 28, and Montrell Porter, 36.
They look alike. They must be related. Didn't they look alike?
They do look alike.
Like these three, these cousins and brothers and shit right here. Commodore, that's an old nigga right there. Like, all right.
And Montrell Porter, 36.
This is a major blow. This is a major blow to human trafficking in this region.
Evidence found at Carmel Brook, the New Orleans East apartment complex where police say the ring operated, were guns, ammunition, electronic communication devices, documents, ladies' lingerie, pictures, adult sex toys, and a teddy bear.
That is actually going to play into some of the videos we play later.
Okay. This is just why is the teddy bear? Like, why did they have to put that in there? This is disturbing.
These arrests come just a little more than a week after the arrest in a separate case of Rashad Johnson, 37, booked with sex trafficking and kidnapping. It was here in the 4900 block of Chef Montour Highway where a detective from NOPD came out to interview the 16-year-old at a hotel. She told him she was being sex trafficked and she wanted to escape. She says the suspect forced her to walk these streets, charge $100 to $200 for sex, and then turn over all the money to him or she'd be beaten.
The crime of human trafficking has been a community failure.
Yep.
But think what they said, though. They had all these agencies
Yeah.
to catch
5 people.
5 guys.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yet the number they brought up in the beginning over just that area was insane.
Yeah, 1,700. That's a lot of people. Damn.
Just how much influence these guys who was being led by a security guard was able to create.
But I'm forever grateful for the leaders here today that said, not on my watch.
We talk about shooters, we talk about robbers, but we don't talk about the victimization of
Is that Urban?
women and children enough.
Today, police were surrounded by teams from several organizations who are ready to help victims recover physically and mentally, no matter how long it takes.
If you are a victim of human trafficking, please understand that you have an army behind you waiting. We will not let this happen, and you're not alone.
With these latest suspects now behind bars, police are asking for all victims to feel safe contacting them. At this time, NOPD can't predict just how many young women and teens there are.
We believe you, and we need you to trust us so that we can try and bring these individuals to justice.
Meg Farris, WWL, Louisiana.
If you have been a victim of sex trafficking, contact.
Yeah, go ahead.
Even though we caught these guys, there's still all the people that was taking advantage of these children and these teens.
Right.
So you still have that also.
Right.
So all that does is just add up, because you either got the repeat customers, or you have the out-of-town customers, or you have, the people who are just local and just trying to get that quick fix. But think about all the people that was taking advantage of them also.
Yeah.
And so they just allowed it. They were like, oh man, she's 13. Oh, here we go.
Yeah. That's insane, man. One thing we have kind of talked about is the ecosystem that is created around this. And it's like it's hidden in plain sight, which is kind of a play on the title of the series. And to have 1,700 people who were victims who were impacted by this in that one area, that's a lot of interaction. That's a lot of flow. They had what they said, they had that young girl out there for like between $100 to $200,
and she was scared. They had her groomed. They had her manipulated. They had her in a position where that's where she was at. And evidently they can't watch all these people. So the second she was able to get, or I don't want to say the second, but when she was able to get help, the help actually believed her and said, okay, we're going to do something about it.
Yeah. Now, is that unusual that the help doesn't typically believe what happens? Like what takes place in that moment from what you've seen?
I would argue based on data, the reality of this is some of the people that they're going to ask for help are involved in it. And remember, we brought up on the other show how they had over 40% of a ratio from 1995. That's that number's still active now, where you tell somebody, yo, this is happening to me, it doesn't get reported by the people that's supposed to report it. So 40% of the time, even if you say something, nothing gonna happen, because the person that's supposed to do something about it don't report it.
I have one more clip to show. We'll see what the comparison. Now, the last clip was in New Orleans. We're gonna hop over to Florida in the next clip. This is from a few weeks ago.
This latest brothel next door. This latest arrest is linked to the same Central American groups accused of turning rental homes in Lake Worth and West Palm Beach into houses of ill repute.
CBS 12 News I-Team Chief Mike Magnolia is live in the studio tonight with the latest. Mike?
So, Jim and Liz, the women who work inside these houses are threatened with violence if they try to leave, and they are victims of human trafficking, no doubt about it. What's hard to believe is it's oftentimes women who are running the show with no regard for human life.
What do you think about that? We picked up a pattern, and they talked about women. Any thoughts there? So
you know, it kind of reminds me of what I say. You heard me bring it up where we have the conversations about men of the past, but I also bring up what about grandmas of the past, where they was all like, hush, don't say nothing. Meanwhile, granddaddy having his way with his son or his nephew or whatnot, or the daughter. But granny sitting here like, don't say nothing. You know, maybe he disturbed, maybe he got something wrong with him, but yet it's still happening. Or you got something that's another member of the family doing something, but they was like, hush, don't say nothing. And you literally have them enabling it. And when I was young, when I was hearing about things that was happening around the area, my mom, she was the one that introduced me to the situation that it was a woman that was trying to sell her. She saw a little girl. She saw a 12-year-old girl with a child and said, hey, I can use her for the streets. And wanted to try to get her and turn her into a whore. So I learned about it very quickly, because the world definitely does show you that it ain't just the men.
Yeah.
It's definitely the women that are out here trying to make a profit off of young people's pain.
Yeah. Shit. All right. I'm gonna keep rolling the clip. They brought up the women factor, and they brought up the use of violence as a control mechanism. So let's see where else it goes.
31-year-old Cynthia Saucedo Torres is charged with human trafficking, deriving support from prostitution, money laundering, child neglect, and keeping a house of ill fame. PBSO says multiple brothels in Palm Beach County and one in Fort Myers were run by Torres and some of her family members. And PBSO says minors were being exploited in those brothels. Our sources say Cynthia was an underling of Brenda Brito, one of the most notorious leaders in this organization. PBSO says,
fascinating.
Ain't it?
So have you seen this like hierarchy, right? So you have, I mean, when we think about brothels, from what I know, you have what do they call them? We have like the head woman. What do they usually call her? Forget it. There's a term for it. It's not a mistress. What do they call a head of a female brothel? I'll figure it out while we're listening. But have you noticed this hierarchy? Like, okay, here she's an underling, a madam. Thank you, Jewel. I don't know why that escaped me. A madam. So this lady's kind of like a madam, but they said she's one of the most notorious. What do you think she could have been doing, Lionel? How notorious is she?
I don't know the name, but for them to say it that way, I mean, you know, they always give you that exaggerated title, but in this case, I'm just gonna say she was doing everything. So, whatever we can think of, she probably did it.
Damn. All right, we'll keep going then. Damn, this is crazy. Okay, I'm gonna back it up a little bit. People can catch that.
Of Brenda Brito, one of the most notorious leaders in this organization. PBSO says as investigators were closing in on Brenda Brito, Cynthia fled to Mexico, leaving 3 minor children, ages 10, 12, and 17, unattended for approximately 4 months. If you've seen the I-Team's coverage of the brothel next door, you know that CBS 12 News and Espanol anchor Carlos Maecha and I have been trying to shine a light on the dark world of sex for sale in migrant communities. Business cards that advertise food are code for prostitution and hardworking.
Oh,
yeah, I did know that.
All right, say more on that. Damn, that's crazy.
They actually try to tell you that'll be in the the Roblox thing we'll do eventually. they were showing that also, but that's actually something else that I was shown, unfortunately, that they do have type of, there's ways to do this, from business cards to text messages. It's just certain code that you do find out, because again, that's what you're looking for. Or you find a person that you can communicate with. And then next thing you know, you linked in. You going down the street behind Walmart to the little house that's basically selling all the kitties.
Jesus. There used to be a rumor. I don't know if you've ever heard this, but I remember growing up, there used to be a rumor that we used to see these signs, like almost like garage sale signs, where they're just kind of posted like by corners, and it'd say something like "We buy houses" or "Clean your home" or something. There'll be a number, and what we were told when I was younger is that that's all code for like sex trafficking shit. And it's like, have you ever seen those signs? You know what I'm talking about? Like,
what you talking about? Yep.
Yeah. It's I ain't never called none of them numbers, so I don't know what the fuck it was, but I remember us being told like that's some sex trafficking stuff. Like, stay away.
Pretty certain a lot of other people was calling those numbers.
I mean, you see them all the time. It's like they're on the ends of like very very active like intersections, right? So you actually will see it. It's almost like a little billboard, but it's in the grass, like a garage sale sign. It's crazy. But see, this is what blows my mind about this stuff. That you will actually invest resources for this to work, right? Get business cards, these signs, create a language or a lingo. Like, this is some intentional shit. It's not just like you stumbled across some, young girl who's being sex trafficked. Like, this is a whole network and understanding. They have a fucking glossary. They like, there's a whole focus on how to make this work. And that's the interesting part about this. A lot of resources have been put into this. All right, I'm gonna play the clip.
Families are living in fear because their kids are playing mere steps away from sex den, and deadly shootings are commonplace.
What? Just kind of random.
Back with you live here. We have seen it time and time again. Many of the suspects are here illegally, and so the brothels next door are directly tied to the crisis at the border. For the I-Team, I'm Mike Magnoli, CBS 12 News.
So again,
that might just be because of the area that they're in.
Yeah, this is Florida, but still, that's interesting. Wow. So now we've seen the Latinos, we've seen blacks who are involved in it.
And if y'all look at the other videos we've had, we're showing everybody. This isn't limited to anybody.
Yeah. I'm gonna show one more random clip that I had, just because this was what popped up, and Joel said women are involved. This is from a year ago, though, Tampa, Florida. Let's check out this story, and then we'll get to the actual clips that we pulled up. Oh man, maybe we should let me save this. We can actually hear from a victim. All right, let's hear this one.
2 women here are accused of running a human trafficking ring, luring women from Venezuela and Colombia, forcing them into prostitution to make them money. Fox 13's Genevieve Curtis spent the day combing through these court documents. So Genevieve, several massage parlors spanning 2 counties were involved in this?
Yeah, Ellie, and one of those businesses is right here behind me. This is one of the businesses that the FDLE shut down as part of that ongoing investigation. It looks like a barbershop from the outside, but inside, investigators say women were forced into sex trafficking.
Christmas lights hang outside of exposed barbershop, but investigators say there was no haircutting happening here. This was one of 4.
Did you see that place?
That place looks shady as hell.
Like,
what the fuck? This looks like some shit from True Blood. You remember that show?
True Blood.
That's what it looks like. I mean, this is what. So when we talk about hidden in plain sight, hidden harms, this is the stuff I'm talking about. Like, you would drive by this and just be like, oh, that's a rundown old business or whatever. Meanwhile, some of the most heinous shit you can ever believe is even happening behind closed doors.
Yep.
It's insane. Like, it makes me even think about like my surrounding. Like, I just showed ICE was running through here. I mean, there could be fucking sex trafficking happening down the street from here, and that's what they were chasing, some fucking Venezuelan dude around here. I don't fucking know. You just don't know.
And that's the thing. You'll hear people say, hey, I don't see this in real life, but it's like it's right across the street.
You don't even realize it. Yeah,
It's going to be
that's
right
the scary
there.
part. That's the
You
scary.
walk past the building every day.
That's the scary part. This is insane, man. But yeah, this place looks just like a. I mean, this is in Tampa. I've never been to Tampa. I've been to Orlando. This looks like businesses and places I've seen in Orlando. It's nothing. Nothing to think about. Wow.
Christmas lights hang outside of exposed barber shop, but investigators say there was no haircutting happening here. This was one of 4 locations where they say Lena Payne operated as a madam, forcing
One of
women into
4
prostitution as
Yeah. So they have massage parlors, a barbershop, and this looks like a strip club, the jackpot.
part of a human trafficking ring she ran from Tampa to Bradenton. Law enforcement has investigated Payne's businesses for years, as far back as 2021, including 2 locations in Manatee County and 2 in Hillsborough. They say this woman, Karen McGlynn, managed Jackpot's Spa in Manatee for Payne and was part of her enterprise.
It's definitely in plain sight.
Pamela Woody is the founder of Tampa Bay Advocates Against Human
Look
Trafficking.
at what she just said
says
immediately. It's definitely in plain sight.
Yeah.
The hell are we hiding it for? We could just put it right there. Y'all going to ignore it anyway. It's going to say Kenny Subs. And y'all just going to be like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, that place was called Latin. What was it called? It was like Latin Spa something. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. Latin Relaxation Spa. Open 24/7. That's already low. Like, that's I ain't never seen a massage parlor open 24/7. That's a little. That's sus right there.
But think about what they just told us also, that they've been trying to investigate it since 2021.
So what do you think happened there? Why didn't they catch anything till? I mean, this clip's from a year ago, so it took them 3 years from at least this clip. What were they? I mean, they had suspicion, but they didn't have enough evidence. Like, what do you think stopped it from?
Remember, they talking code.
Oh shit.
They talking code, and like you brought up earlier, they put a lot of effort into this. So what is it they reckon? It's like, okay, an easier example is like when you're driving past one of the corners, and they show it in movies all the time where you got the hookers that'll sit here and be like, you like a cop. Because they're trained to start recognizing what you look like. It's the same situation here. They're trained to recognize particular people. And then if you want this business to stay open, you're also going to have to learn basically our code words. You're going to have to learn how to navigate from the people that's most likely watching us.
Wow. This is a good point too. Like, they couldn't set up an undercover sting, or like what happened? Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Well, you got to also understand, this is going to sound like an excuse, but think about all the different places that are doing human trafficking. Think about all the places that are just doing, unfortunately, just your random child abuse events. So this is just resources. They're looking all over. They have to expend all over.
Yeah.
So while we're doing a sting in Florida, we also, and that's what said Florida, we're doing a sting in 20 different counties, trying to figure out what's going on. So there, unfortunately, the resources got to spread.
Jesus. Interesting. Plus all the other things that they're tackling, right?
Yeah, I was about to say that too. Then you got all the other crap that's going on.
Man, damn. So that brings another thought to me, right? Because we just seen that one clip where they had literally like 3 different agencies involved in that bust, and only caught 5 guys.
3. Yeah, I'm about to say more than 3, but they only got 5 guys.
So like, just think about how much work and resources went into that just to get those 5, to get to these bigger rings and stuff. And then you might get one person, you got to try to flip that person. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot of shit. All right, let's get back to this clip here. Right here.
Enterprise.
It's definitely in plain sight.
Pamela Woody is the founder of Tampa Bay Advocates Against Human Trafficking. She says massage parlors operating late at night is a red flag.
There's a lot of bad stuff happening behind those doors.
Investigators say Payne routinely traveled to South America. One of the survivors told them Payne loaned her $40,000 to $50,000 to come to the U.S. and she'd have to pay Payne back by working as a massage therapist.
Wait a minute. $40,000 to $50,000. Hold on.
You got to pay me back.
If you got 40 to 50K, why are you messing around with this lady? This is whoa. Let's hear this.
What I call again conditioning. Conditioning is real.
Dude, this is crazy. With 40 to 50,000, I'm assuming you could probably figure out a way to get to the United States without being involved with this lady.
Conditioning.
Damn. Let's run that back. Holy shit, man. I didn't realize this. This is interesting. All right.
Routinely traveled to South America. One of the survivors told them Payne loaned her $40,000 to $50,000 to come to the U.S. and she'd have to pay Payne back by working as a massage therapist.
Oh, you know what? I understood that wrong. This lady gave the other lady 40 to 50,000. What did she need all that money for?
No, I got it.
So Payne, this lady who got arrested, the madam, she loaned this other lady 40 to 50 grand.
And she said she got to pay me back. And you got to pay
Hell
me back.
yeah, that's a year's salary for some people. That's a lot of money. Holy shit. And now you give this extreme amount of money, and now you're in debt to me that you probably can't pay back. That's a fucking car note. That's a cost of a decent car, a really modern or near luxury vehicles, about $50,000. Like, whoa, how's she ever gonna pay that back? But what would the lady need all that money for too? That's the other question. Is like, what does she do? What does she do with 40,000? With somebody who's just gonna give you $40,000 for nothing? That's the other thing too. Like, we got to think about this. This is kind of weird, but let's get into it.
The survivor had no idea what she would actually have to do for that money.
They have come here thinking that they're on the path to a better life. You know, they've been duped, they've been coerced into this life.
While conducting surveillance, investigators watched men enter these establishments at all hours of the day and night. And
all right, that's something else I just picked up on. These places are dirty as hell. You see how dingy that looked? Now this is gonna connect the dot for me with John Goss. Salute to John Goss, another landlord. One thing, John had a couple streams this week where he talked about his squatter tenant and that squatter's space being just filthy. But this tenant was having these sexual arrangements with these men in that space. And that was something that I think Master Kim had brought up, like, look how dirty that place is. Like, who would bring someone there to have sex with them? But then I see this and I'm like, they're having sex in these places. Now this is with minors, which is even worse. But look at this place. There's like these patterns of behaviors and these settings and these things that you see that to me would give off signs like something's not right here. And this is supposed to be a business, a massage parlor of all things. This place looks disgusting.
But yeah,
no, seriously. I mean, this ain't massage envy. This is some whole other shit. This is disgusting, man.
And yet they got repeat customers. Years of customers.
Like to me, this is like a telltale sign. Like when you see, like this is something you see. Okay, this is supposed to be an establishment where they're touching skin. There should be some hygiene. There's probably some sort of regulations to run a business like this. Like, obviously, they're not doing what they need to do. Something's not right here, right? So if I'm an investigator, police officer, or hell, maybe I'm just a person like you who just has an interest in catching people doing this type of shit, and you would see this and be like, damn, this is not matching the environment that is stated that's supposed to be.
This goes back to what I said, where some of the people that's supposed to be tackling this might be involved in it.
Yeah, you said that. Yeah, damn. Yeah, well, I want to come back to that point. Let's get through this clip. I'll come back to that point.
Of the day and night and pay $220 for massage and sex with an attendant. In the arresting documents, investigators say a worker called for help from inside Land Relaxation Massage in Bradenton in July of 2023.
Look at that.
Officers arrived. The woman.
I tried to pause the clip and fucking muted it. Look at this. Have you ever had a professional massage? Just out of curiosity.
No.
All right. They don't look, the rooms don't look like that. Like, what is this? This looks like a room that someone's staying in.
It probably was.
Oh, absolutely. Like, what? This is insane. All right.
When officers arrived, the woman who called was gone. In October, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office conducted an operation.
And he looks young. This guy looks young.
To recover human trafficking survivors, including some from Payne's operation. But they say even that didn't stop Payne. Woody says the road to recovery for survivors will look different for everyone.
The key is to get them into a trauma-informed environment so they're not re-traumatized beyond what they already have been through.
And investigators say that Payne made hundreds and thousands of dollars off of trafficking other women. She now faces RICO charges and half a dozen other charges. Reporting live in Tampa.
So they're gonna try to flip her. Dude, yeah, she gave that lady $40,000 to $50,000 just to get her here. She's probably did that with multiple different women. Might not be that much, but let's just say she's out here breaking off, $30,000 per chick. She was making a lot of money. That just shows you how lucrative of a business this is and how many people are involved for that much money.
Many people.
And then also the amount of money that people will pay for this, like $220. That's not nothing.
And then they'll come back.
Damn. Like, this is what I'm saying, man. When it comes to this, and this is why I want to do the series with you, and we've had these conversations over the last few months, is like there's a bigger story here that doesn't get talked about, which is the business of the sex trafficking. This is a international business. And like you just said, and I said I wanted to put a pin in and come back to it, is like the people that should be trying to stop this or expose this also are most likely compliant and part of it as well. Because there's no way that amount of money is just flowing on a basic street level. You know what I mean? Like we're talking millions of dollars at this point. I don't know any other industry that millions of dollars flow in all different directions where you don't have multiple levels of influence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is insane. Yeah, corrupt judges. Like somebody's being paid off or tricked off or sick. They're involved in this too. Do you know who Sheriff Grady is? You ever heard of him down in Florida?
No.
So he's a let me see if I can pull him up. I'm all over the place today. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can pull him up. Sheriff Grady. I'm gonna put sex trafficking Grady. Yep, Grady Judd. He has become pretty popular online for a lot of his this is just 3 months ago. I didn't even know this happened 3 months ago. But he's been popular online for a lot of his press conferences because when they bust people for stuff, not just sex trafficking, anything, he's like straightforward, no nonsense. He's just an old Southern Florida white man sheriff, just no nonsense. But one of the things I've noticed from him is there's been several times over the years where he's had these sex trafficking busts. And when they have these busts, you'll hear like the type of employment these people have. These are like professionals and shit. These are not just sick motherfuckers who are truck drivers doing whatever. Like these are actual people who are in positions where you would assume they're not a part of this type of lifestyle or part of this or being involved in sex trafficking. Here's a video actually from 3 months ago. Let's play this one to go along with what we're saying here. And then we'll get into some of the other clips. But this is fascinating. So this is again down in Florida.
First up here at 6, an undercover sting nabbed more than 200 suspects in Polk County and, according to the sheriff, saved 10 victims of human trafficking.
Fox 13's Carla Byron has the latest details on the large-scale operation.
The focus of the Fool Around and Find Out Again operation was
200 suspects. But we saved at least 10 victims.
I didn't catch that. That's insane. Wow.
Keep saying it's a party. So many people be involved.
And I don't know how well people can see the screen, but there are males and females on here. On these lists. There's a lot of people.
Go ahead.
Jesus Christ.
To rescue victims of human trafficking. The 7-day-long sting started on September 8th. 230 suspects were arrested for soliciting prostitutes, offering to commit prostitution, or aiding or transporting prostitutes. Sheriff Grady Judd says one of the suspects was a recruit for the Orange County Sheriff's Office.
Bro. They caught one of their own. Damn.
Good news is we caught him soon when he was soliciting sex, because otherwise, had he been able to keep his composure, he would have been a law enforcement officer.
10 possible victims of human trafficking were identified and
I just said this shit.
Yeah. Damn.
will be getting the resources they need. At the same time, detectives worked with multiple agencies to arrest child sexual predators and charged 16 people who thought they were going to have sex with children or who solicited children online. 3 suspects were charged with human trafficking. Sheriff Judd says one of the suspects used to work with children.
His job was to counsel at-risk children.
Again, at-risk children, special education children, like these children that need this additional attention, become vulnerable. And I mentioned this on a previous episode because I'm like, man, you know, this is kind of my area of work, and I'll be honest, man, I couldn't tell you if I've come across predators in the work that I've done. I don't know.
A lot of people can't, and I'm
what I'm saying?
Can't fault nobody for that because they're literally everywhere.
Like, this guy would have been my colleague. You know, we would have sat at a table together and talked about how we're supposed to be helping the kids. Meanwhile, he's fucking, you know what I'm saying? And I have no fucking idea. I have no clue. This is what kind of, it gives me a little anxiety because like there is no telltale sign. I'm gonna back it up to the screenshot here of these guys that they caught, these 16 people. I mean, hold on. I mean, these could be anybody. This could be the guy who fucking comes and checks out your sink. This could be the guy who's at the rec center. He's a counselor, or the guy who fucking delivers the packages at your house. You just don't fucking know. Like, you just don't know. This is what I'm saying. Like, you just don't know.
Yeah.
And look, there's all different ethnicities here. There's an Asian.
Like I said, they are different people. People, you know how people will make this out to be like, dang, if I saw this person, yeah, you know he a creep. Yeah, you know he a predator. No, you don't. They don't look a certain type of way. They literally look like you just pushing the random button on create a character.
Yeah, exactly. Shit. This is insane. All right, let's try to get there. Sorry, I just...
No, you're good.
Here we go.
As one of the suspects used to work with children.
His job was to counsel at-risk children. And at-risk children are traditionally those that are the easiest and the most vulnerable to be groomed.
The major point officials highlighted today is parents have to have those hard conversations with their kids.
Protect your kids because you have no idea.
That's actually, I mean, that's what I've said. That's literally what I said. My sister was 7 to 8 years old. Told her about human trafficking. Showed her videos, everything. Messed her all up. But she needed to know. And when I talk to other parents, their kids are like 13, 15. They haven't had that conversation with them.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think I had a conversation with my daughters since the last show about it.
Right.
Yeah, but it wasn't as hardcore as you probably wanted me to have it. But I did talk to them. I talked to them separately about it. Mainly the longer conversation I had was with my 10-year-old, because there's a friend that she goes to her friend's house all the time, and her friend has just a single dad. And I would do the same if there wasn't just a single dad. But I was pressing her like, hey, If anything happens, anything uncomfortable, has he walked in on you in the bathroom, anything. And I think I could trust this guy. But again, since we've been talking, I don't know who I can trust with my kids at this point. But she denied everything. She said nothing's ever happened. So I think I kind of scared her a little bit too. But I told her I'd rather you be more aware than not aware.
But that's great.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
It's the inception effect. I mean, you put the thought in their head, and it's at an early age. So it's giving them, not you, it's giving them that sense of trust and that level of communication. A reason why there's a lot of children who don't speak up is because the parents never had the conversation with them. So they don't put it in their head.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. But I mean, you just don't know. You just don't know what happens. Salute to you, Lo. I hope you're doing well, ma'am. All right, let's finish the video.
The depravity that is out there waiting to take advantage, take hold of your children and to abuse them.
Oh shit, I just realized something. Sorry. I thought I recognized him. You see this black man in the back? He is the Bloomington police chief here in Minnesota. And I seen their seal, and I thought this was I noticed it, but then I thought, okay, maybe that's just the Bloomington in Florida. So this is multi-states. This guy, this is here in Minnesota. Let me go back. I noticed it. So I be picking up on shit. Right here, Bloomington Police. This is where the Mall of America is. So this is a multi-state ring bust. Okay. So
that was the first video too, remember?
Yeah. So again, like this is crazy. And I bring this up and I'm about to make a connection. The Mall of America is probably a hot ground for sex trafficking. There's always teens there. Always teens roaming around doing God knows what. And there's so many entrances and exits to that building. It could probably be very easy to snatch somebody or convince somebody to go with you very easily. Also, there's like major highways that intersect in that area, so you can get a lot of traffic flow from various different parts too. So that was interesting. I thought I recognized him too, and I seen this and I didn't connect the dot till I seen him. But that's crazy. I know everybody. Shut up. I know you and you know me. So why are you tripping? I'm somewhat a popular guy. What can I say? What can I say? But I recognize him. That is the Bloomington police chief. Yes. Anyway, stop hating.
Children are traditionally those that are the easiest and the most vulnerable to be groomed.
The major point officials highlighted today is parents have to have those hard conversations with their kids.
Protect your kids because you have no idea the depravity that is.
Because I'm gonna just say what she said again. Y'all gotta have those hard conversations with your kids, because a lot of parents aren't. That's just the reality. And you can create these sex trafficking rings because the parents aren't having these conversations with the kids and they're not protecting the kids. That's just the reality. So you can have a whole multi-state situation happening where we're trying to stop a whole human trafficking operation. That's because look at all the parents who aren't protecting their kids.
Is out there waiting to take advantage, take hold of your children and to abuse them and turn their lives upside down.
We're not giving out get out of jail free cards. We're going to put these guys away for as long as we can. We're going to get them off the streets and we're going to protect our kids.
In the human trafficking investigation, detectives charged a total of 371 charges, including 89 felonies. In Polk County, Carla Byron, Fox 13 News.
First up here, it's
Jesus, that's a lot. That's a lot, man. Yeah. Damn, I don't even know what to say, man.
Like, we got some videos for y'all.
Yeah. We'll roll our actual clips for today. Damn. And again, those are me just picking clips just randomly. That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part. Anywhere you want to start.
No, we can start from the top, man.
All right, we'll start from the top.
Of the indictment, we wanted to know more about the psyche of a sexual predator.
Today, we sat down with a professor at the U of A who says there is little evidence that supports a treatment or therapy solution for child sex predators. The doctor did not.
Here you go, Napstar. You want to know about the Southwest? I believe they just said the U of A. I believe that's University of Arizona. Here you go.
Not weigh in on this particular case.
If you go into their backgrounds, they're usually pretty pathetic failures in other areas of life.
U of A professor.
Fascinating. Any thoughts on that?
I would have to do more research if I'm being honest, because it definitely just seems like it's different types of people. So this could just be the people he's been encountering. So I don't want to say anything for an absolute when it comes to this one.
Gotcha. Okay.
Olay Teen House says sexual predators start early in life with minor crimes. They then progress to violent behavior, and in many cases, it leads to murder.
Some go for age, 6 or younger, even all the way up to puberty.
But he says it's about the victim's age.
Say that one more time.
We saw those stats.
Yeah. That's disgusting.
Some of it is determined by convenience. In other words, what kind of kids are most easily accessible.
Despite this, Dr. Teen House says it varies. Certain predators have certain preferences, but he says there is one thing they all have in common.
The payoff is, first of all, a sense of power. It's very often stressed that it's not primarily the sexual gratification. That is sort of a fringe benefit that comes with it. But the sense of power and control is absolutely critical to these people.
Professor Teen House says empathy is something predators lack. So what should the public do to protect themselves and their families? Professor Teen House says do not panic, just be reasonably cautious. And if you have children, know where they are at all times.
There is no absolute safeguard, though. These predators often are very skilled in approaching their victims at times when they're vulnerable.
The biggest misconception, according to Dr. Teen House, predators may look and sound abnormal, but in reality, they're not and could be your next door neighbor.
Yeah. So that just hits what we've been talking about.
I disagree with him. I think predators do have empathy. In fact, I think they have a masterful understanding of empathy. And that's how they can do what they can do. That's how they can manipulate. That's how they can trap you, because they have such a masterful level of empathy.
Yep. Shit, man, this is crazy. In this clip, though, the professor kind of made it sound like there's nothing you can do. Like, just try to protect your kids. Good luck. Like, that's how I kind of understood that.
Yeah, I don't think he may have been the best professor to be talking about it, but
yeah.
Well, I mean, the reality is he's saying what we've been saying. You don't know who they are.
This is insane. This is disgusting, man.
You don't know who they are because they can be anyone. They can be your next door neighbor. They can be the pizza place. They can be the massage parlor.
Damn. I'm gonna play the next clip.
Right.
Yeah, it's any and everybody, anywhere, at any time. That's what we're uncovering through the series. Is that it literally can be anybody. And this to me, what I hope this doesn't do is I hope it doesn't scare people to not want to have kids. And I know we've had this conversation, and I'm not trying to out you here.
No, you're fine.
I think a lot of people will get to a place where they're like, I don't want to. This world is so effed up. I don't want children. And I don't think that's the right approach. I think everybody should experience having a child. I think that it's a part of our life cycle. I think it does something to you as a human to birth children if you can. but I can see why people don't want to do it given the nature of what we're dealing with.
But here's the thing now, because even with that, we have shown on the other episodes, there is some situations that counter what you just said, because we got biological dads that look at their son or daughter and start doing the whole Birdman thing, and they want to take advantage of them.
Mm-hmm.
So now we got that situation where the parent looks at their own child and be like, that's prey. That's yummy.
Mm. Well, which to me too, I mean, I think this is all sickness. I think this is all disgusting demonic behavior.
I'm with you.
But
Absolutely.
to prey upon your own child, I think is another degree of this. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think of a good way to explain this. So let's say you're somebody and you love children and you want to help them grow and develop, etc. I think that level of care and compassion changes and will increase if you're your own kids, because you're going to love your own kids, you're supposed to, better, right? But if you're willing to victimize your own children, I think that that's a degree higher of illness, demonic behavior, sickness that these people have to prey upon their own children. And we know based on research that most predators are related to the children. So even that level of illness has to be looked at. Which reminds me, I never did dive into the psychohistory thing of Lloyd Dumas, because I know he talks about that. I need to do some more research to bring that into the show, because there's some deeper level psychology in there for people who actually are like sexually abusing their own children. Like that, it's weird. Any thoughts on that from your perspective?
Not at the moment. We can push play on this.
All right.
On First Coast News, our exclusive look inside a world that most parents never see. The dark world of child sex predators. Jeannie Blaylock is taking you into an undercover sting operation where a local sheriff says men come out of the woodwork looking to meet local children for sex.
Tonight, not just the arrest, but the playbook. A convicted offender shows us the code words and psychology he used to groom what he thought was a 14-year-old girl. And why put this man on the news? I got his name from a detective and a state attorney to help parents protect their children. So before you say this could never happen to my child, watch how these guys really operate. Operation Deviant Nightfall.
Keep on backing up. Hey, don't turn around.
Operation Stuffed Animals.
They were just coming out of the woodwork, just one after the other.
Slowly open the driver door. Just in the last 2 sting operations this year,
I have no idea what's going on.
the Nassau County Sheriff's Office has arrested 31 men. One is Willie Wright.
My son is in here.
According to Detective Josh Carter, Wright is a preacher who showed up with his son.
What's going on?
The child admitted that the father gave him medication, presumably to be asleep while he has sex with this child here in our community.
Wow, this is embarrassing.
We just talked about it. That was actually a good segue into this video, and I didn't even know that was about. That.
I mean, we everything we've done today has been a fucking segue, man. This is how disgusting this shit is. It's like I said, we're pointing out the patterns, right? Again.
Yeah. But that now, what you just said, the patterns, though. So this is why I bring up talking about it. This is why we're talking about it, so people can understand the patterns. Because the more aware you are, you will start to see signs. You will start to see patterns. You will start I mean, people talk all the time and they give themselves away if you just listen.
Yeah.
But the more you're aware of this, the more you start realizing just how many people are involved.
Yeah. Damn.
Another, Christopher James Esparza. According to the arrest warrant, he thought he was meeting a 14-year-old for sex. Esparza asked the child on the Grindr app if he wanted to be a bottom, a slang sexual term. And the arrest warrant says he was found with meth, marijuana, and condoms.
They're scumbags. They're the worst of our society to prey on children for sexual acts. They're sick. They're sick.
This is not a game. You need to understand that.
In just hours, these undercover detectives start their arrest. It doesn't take long. And what does that say?
That says that there's plenty of them out there that are doing these crimes.
Arrest after arrest. Detectives Carter and Charlie Lucas tell me they want parents to wake up to see how these guys get their victims. And so Sheriff Bill Leeper gives me permission.
This is the first time we have.
It is the first time he allows a TV reporter to come watch a sting from the inside. We can't show you all the complexities of the sting operation, but I watched law enforcement chatting online, posing as young girls or boys. And so I'm asking these undercover detectives, how do these conversations get started? Well, for example, this gets posted. And then the sexual deviant, the predator, says, "Oh, I'm sorry you've had a bad day." And the conversation goes from there. The words sound innocent, but some of these guys use tricks. You're watching the arrest of Charles McPhail in 2022 in Nassau County, charged with 2 felonies, traveling to meet a minor and lewd solicitation of a child by computer. McPhail still on supervised probation. Some people would say, I can't believe he's sitting down here talking about this.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Just to show that people do change.
In the arrest report, the girl told him she was 14. Actually, she was an adult undercover. And it says McPhail told her he would use a condom. His arrest outside this house, McPhail thought he was meeting up with a young girl. Instead, it was police. I hear parents say, well, I've warned my kids, they know. What would you tell them?
Oh, man.
He says, be blunt.
Yeah, you may have a conversation once or twice.
But he says that's not enough. You need to talk more with your children. Do your kids know the code words? McPhail says he never used the word sex. That tips off police, he says. Instead, he'd say a visit or a meeting.
I guess just like hang out. I'll see you come. I want to visit you. So if you're seeing these kind of words, then yes, then it's not innocent.
And pay attention to this. He used some psychology.
You're really covertly conditioning them to lower their guard.
He gives them a choice, as if they have control.
Hey, if you don't want to do this, you don't have to do this. And that was something that I said.
You could say that's pretty tricky. That's pretty manipulative.
Oh, absolutely.
It's methodical. It's systematic.
And at the sting operation, law enforcement.
It is methodical. They are tacticians.
Wow. Yeah, tacticians is a good. You've used that term before.
That's what they are. He's literally telling you. He's literally on a whole operation.
Damn. Any thoughts on Lyric's comment here?
There aren't a lot of people that are thinking about him. When you have children, you're not thinking about what's about to happen to them. Unfortunately, we just saw a guy who had a whole son. Pretty sure he had thoughts on what he wanted to do to him, unfortunately. I want to drug my son and have my way with him, or let other people have their way with him.
That's a good. I didn't think about that part, like, because they framed it as he put his son to sleep with the other person, with the child he was supposed to meet up with. But I mean, yeah, it could have been an exchange. Hey, I'm gonna bring my kid, you bring a kid, or something. Like, I didn't even think of that. Or you can touch my kid
because he's bringing his child with him.
Yeah, that's fucking weird.
They trying to be nice with how they're talking, but I'd bet my check on it. Most parents
are not. She meant are not prepared. Yeah,
and they're not.
I don't think most parents are prepared to teach themselves how to deal with it. I mean, like I'm in a space where I've dealt with a lot of trauma. I've had kids that have been abused. I've had to make child protection reports. And even as a parent myself, not that I'm not comfortable having these conversations with my kids. I don't know, and I've come to this conclusion that there isn't a right way to say it. You just have to put it out there.
Yeah,
this is what it is.
Yeah,
and it's gonna scare them, and it's going to ring some alarms. But they need to know. It's better to know than not to know. I'd rather them have caution and fear than become a victim at the end of the day. But yeah, this is crazy. I'm gonna play the rest of this.
Tells me they see these exact tricks. Jamie Davis is an intelligence analyst with Internet Crimes Against Children.
These guys are targeting what kids want. They want to feel validated. They want to feel important. They want some extra cash.
And when your child says, but this guy says nice things to me, or,
oh, they said I'm more mature. No, you're an easy target.
So, do your kids know the tricks?
If your child is talking to strangers online, they need to stop.
And do they know the schemes? In some cases, the predators give kids free alcohol, free marijuana, and then they say, if you don't have sex with me, I'll tell your parents.
The kids were scared, and so, they have sex with a grown man and 35 years old, and, they're 12, 13 years old.
Detective Lucas says, come on, parents, get real.
Lifelong police officer, I do not ever look at it, though it won't happen to my kid.
So again, this goes back to the title because they're literally telling you how they're grooming. You literally have a dude that was on his way
to
go meet a child. He's telling you how they're grooming, because that's all what this has come into, because now you're hearing the conditioning. You're seeing that they are using, they said tricks, but they're using their assassin techniques.
Where do you think they learn this shit from, man?
Hence why I brought up the empathy. I disagreed with that professor. These guys have empathy. They mastered it.
Yeah.
They're looking at it. That's why by the time you talk to your child, or let me reword that. By the time something happens and you're like, or you're talking to strangers, and the child's going to say no, or they're going to lie because they've already felt validated now. They already feel like this dude said, damn, I'm Ultra Ego Vegeta. I'm Ultra Instinct Goku. I'm the Green Ranger Tommy. He got me feeling all amped up. Meanwhile, mommy and daddy just punished me because I ain't take out the trash. I ain't telling you. Nah, I ain't talking to nobody.
Wow.
It's again, it's conditioning. And like how he'll say, I'm not going to use the word sex. I'll just use some other word.
Yeah. Damn.
Hence why we brought up earlier, they use code words.
Yeah. This is, man. that ability to master empathy and utilize kind of the persuasive level of psychology to lure these children in. I wonder if that's been studied by anybody, because like when I see stuff like that, I think of from a mental health lens, and I'm like, okay, sometimes when people have mental illnesses, they can have better traits or skill sets than other people. Like I think of like autistic people. Like some autistic people, they can be like socially inept, but then they can be like fascinated in something else. And for these people, because I do believe that this is an illness, like there's something cognitively wrong with you if you're trying to have sex with children. I wonder what it is that is like, what switch is flipped in their minds for them to tap into this level of influence? Because that it's kind of scary. Like when I think of a psychopath, like a lot of psychopaths are very successful because they can easily isolate themselves from people. They're usually climbers in their professions. because they have this very cold nature. They do well in like corporate America because they can compete
They're
without having
animals.
that empathy. Yeah.
They're
So when I look
animals.
at these motherfuckers, when I look at these predators, I'm like, what? How do they, besides preying on children, can they use that same level of intellect or skill set in other areas of their lives? And then my brain goes to, is that a way that we can kind of like catch these people? I don't think it is, but because there's so many in so many different spaces. But I'm just wondering, like, what is the psychology behind this? Because this is some next level manipulation type stuff.
I said it on one of the other shows. Niceness is a tool, not a character trait.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how they operate.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that statement by you is just being proven through this. And I remember when you first said that, it was like May or June of last year. And I'm like, what the fuck is this dude talking about? Like, I don't understand because I didn't have enough context to understand what that means. But when we review this stuff and we go over this, it's like, yeah, you see it over and over. Like, people are not nice. They're using it to get to a end goal at the end of the day. So let's wrap this clip up and we'll get to the next one.
Experts have this advice: promise your kids they aren't in any trouble with you. They can tell you everything and reassure them that you are here to help no matter what they've already done. And tomorrow at 5:30, a local mom horrified when she discovered what was really inside this innocent-looking app. Looks like a calculator. Jeannie Blaylock, First Coast News on your side.
Wait a minute.
Tonight,
that was like major information. They just snug it at the end there.
Hey, I'm gonna have to find that one. I'm gonna find
Yeah.
it.
Whoa. What the fuck?
Damn.
I'm gonna take a screenshot of this so I can look for this app. Damn. That's crazy. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I can track this this news station, because like they have a series going on themselves. Maybe we can find the calculator app. Wow. Okay, this is more crazy ass information. Anything else you want to say before we go to the next clip?
Well, let's go to the next one.
All right, here we go.
You know I'm gonna ask you this one more time again, right? You know I'm gonna ask it to you one more time again. You're not 15, 13, or 16, right? Right now. Yeah. Did you check? She told you what? Did you check before you had sex with her? Check her name. But you know you shouldn't be smoking crack, right? Right. But you're giving it to her. You know what? I bought it. It doesn't matter if you bought it. Hey, y'all gotta make sure she's really 19.
So you want to explain what you just saw there?
Basically, it was just a young girl, and you had this guy there who blatantly knew that she was a little girl, but selling drugs to her. He was having sex with her, and she was conditioned. She was conditioned to lie.
And then you also see the influence of chemicals, right?
Yep.
So using crack, using drugs. They mentioned that in one of the earlier clips. They'll give them alcohol, weed, whatever. Damn. She said she bought it. She said she bought it. I'll play that clip again. It was quick. She said she bought it.
She bought it.
You know I'm gonna ask you this one more time again, right? You know I'm gonna ask it to you one more time again. You're not 15, 13, or 16, right? Right now. Yeah. Did you check? She told you what? Did you check before you had sex with her? Check her name. But you know you shouldn't be smoking crack, right? Right. But you're giving it to her. You know what? I bought it. It doesn't matter if you bought it. Hey, y'all gotta make sure she's really 19.
Yeah, that girl's just out there, vulnerable on her own. Just Jesus Christ. Jesus. Yeah. Any other thoughts before we go to the next clip?
I just wanted to put that in people's head.
Yeah. Salute Crack. Sure, if you want to put me in contact with Deadman, I'll talk to him. I'm thinking about other ways of doing this series, maybe even reaching out to some of these people we see in these news clips and do some mini interviews or whatever. But sure, I don't mind talking to him. I'm familiar with this channel. I know he covers a lot of Grace Thorpe and all those folks. So, yeah, we can check that out. But damn, man, that's fucking crazy. And he just sitting there like, well, I keep telling her don't do it, but I'm gonna keep doing it with her because I don't give a fuck. That's just insane. All right, here's the next clip: how a predator grooms a child from a child trafficking survivor.
Are you coming to the tree? They strung up a man. They say they murdered 3. Strange things that happen to you.
I'm gonna pause it here because there's a lot on the screen. I'll read this for folks who can't see it very well. It says how a predator grooms a child from a child trafficking survivor. They identify a vulnerable kid. They begin grooming the parents and or community to prevent themselves as trustworthy. We heard that from that guy a couple episodes ago. They befriend the child. They offer support, understanding, gifts, and special attention. They introduce physical, non-sexual touch. They isolate them through secret keeping, shame, and threat. And this video looks like it's being shot at an airport, which to me would seem like a bad place to do this because it's like, but I'm not a fucking
bad place.
predator. What? Say that one more time.
There is no bad place.
There is no bad. Say more about that. Damn, there is no bad place. Say more about that.
There
Wow.
is no bad place because you can always find a way to get in contact with your prey, unfortunately.
Wow. There is no bad place.
Think about it. Even though you're at an airport, how often do the parents quite literally aren't paying attention to what their kids are doing?
Yeah, it's a good point. A lot of distraction.
It doesn't matter where you're at. The parents are not paying attention to the kids like that, especially if I'm just going to put a Game Boy. If I'm going to put something in their hand and turn their attention away, or I'm going to put a phone in their hand. How many parents today literally just put a phone or a tablet in their child's hand and their attention is elsewhere? Because it's that simple right now to grab your child's attention if you're a stranger, because they're studying you. Easy to watch you from an airport, hey, snatch you away like this is in prison, take you to the bathroom, do something real quick. But it's all about how analytical you're going to be, because that's what they are. They're assassins. They are analytical, systematic, methodical tacticians. The whole place is a safe place.
Yeah.
Because again, they hide in plain sight. That's why it's not safe. They hide in plain sight.
Wow. Shit, man. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, keep rolling. Jesus. All right. This is an interview of an actual predator talking about some of the behavior that they engage in. This is from 2021.
Criminals look like they're 20. They look like they're older.
What did this guy, besides trying to talk to you, what specifically was he trying to talk to you about? Yeah.
I'll tell you the best of my memory. He just sat down beside me and was like small talk, like, do you live here? Like, Port Townsend is nice. How old are you? Is what he ended up saying, and I'm like, oh. And then
So he did ask how old you were?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there was another guy sitting on the other side of me, who is the grandpa of one of my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, how would you feel about babysitting sometime? And I was fine with that. But the creepy guy was like, oh, me too. I have a little daughter. I have a yacht.
Mm-hmm.
You can come, meet her on the yacht.
Okay.
And when I was reading my number to the other guy that was asking for babysitting originally, he got it down and he was like, okay, let me call it real quick and see if it's you. So he called me and I'm like, yep, it's ringing. And then he texted me his name after I asked him what his full name was. Well, I didn't say what's your full name. I was like, what's your name again? Because I wanted to compare it to did you hear about the Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wanted to compare it to the Facebook page, and it's the same exact guy.
So has he just texted you anything other than his name?
I just ignored it after that and screenshotted it.
is did he say anything like or anything along those lines? What was he saying other than wanting to get your number? Like, did he specifically invite you to his boat?
He said you can come babysit my kid on my yacht.
Did he try to get you to go today, or was it like kind of in the future?
I'll text you.
Okay.
I'll let you know when.
Over the course of the next 2 weeks, officers conducted a sting operation to catch the male with irrefutable evidence. They instructed the 15-year-old to suggest the older male to get in touch with a 13-year-old who could help with the babysitting. He followed up with the girl over text, not knowing that it was a female officer behind that screen. He continued to suggest lewd ideas and sent explicit messages. And one night, when he finally asked to meet the girl at a skate park, officers were presented with an opportunity.
You know, this young lady was pretty intelligent.
Yeah.
She handled this like super well. Wow.
Give her this time to talk to the lawyer and have him or her present with you while you're being questioned. Not before the hire lawyer won't be appointed to represent you 20 questions if you wish. You decide anytime to exercise his rights and not answer questions that make you So where are you coming from then? You said you had a glass of wine downtown?
Yeah, I was at the pizza place there and I live on my boat.
Okay. Okay. All right. Officer Virginia here, he's going to be the one that's going to transport you. So he's going to walk you over to his car, and then Detective Stewart and I will meet you there. And we'll sit down and chat with you.
What happens at this point?
That's what we're going to do. He's going to transport you out to our facility. We'll sit down with you and we'll chat. Okay?
All right. Yeah.
I appreciate it.
All right, walk right this way. This way. All right. You got anything sharp or dangerous on you? All right. My wallet. Wallet. Brian, can you get a bag for me?
Yeah.
Property? Yeah. Wouldn't face my car for me. Yeah. Standing feet apart. Feet apart. Yeah, good. Business cards?
That's my wallet.
A wallet. Okay.
Credit card case.
Yeah, I got it. Cash. Yeah, just stand still for me. Don't move. Cash. Metal wallet case. You don't need to move. Just stand still. All right, have a seat in the back there. Push your hands all the way down. There's a little recess down low. It'll be more comfortable for you.
This really hurts me.
All right, how's that?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. And he read you your rights and you understand them?
Mhm.
Okay. What's that?
They're hurting me.
Okay, we'll get them adjusted when we get out and get in there. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, this way.
Wait.
Yep. Go in here. Right here. Oh, we can adjust them real quick. Go ahead and stand up.
Take them off here on that. They're digging into me pretty good.
Okay. I think in just a minute we're gonna get them off all the way.
Yes.
In the interrogation room, things quickly went from awkward to creepy as more details of the case were revealed.
I just would like to understand what I did. I mean, go over with me.
Well, let me break this down here real quick.
I got a storyline here, you know.
Wait, did you catch what he said? He has a what?
I don't know what he was saying.
It said there was a V in the caption. Let's see if we can catch it.
To understand what I did. I mean, go over with me.
Well, let me break this down here real quick.
I've got a
I don't know what that is.
A virgin?
Oh, I've got a virgin. Yeah.
So he's saying I didn't have sex with her, so it's okay, bro.
I got a storyline here, you know. I met a girl on the beach, Fort Towson, and I asked her, I said, would you be interested in babysitting my 5-year-old girl? She said, yeah, I may be, yeah. She said, you might be interested in my younger girlfriend to do it. And I thought, oh, well, I don't know, that's a little young. So then the girl just started calling me and texting me. I love you, Gregory. I said, well, we don't even know each other. This is not going to happen. You're underage. And I said, it's not going to happen. And she texted me tonight. She said, well, I didn't think you ever wanted to talk to me again. I'm in town. I said, well, I'll meet you, but you know, nothing's going to happen here. She said, well, you should bring.
Why would you meet her?
Yeah. This is crazy.
I said, listen, I'm not doing this. You're underage. And she said, well, I love you. And I said, where are you? She said, well, I'm scared. I'm at the park. And I said, well, I don't even know where this park is. So it took me about an hour to find the park. So I found the park, and she said, well, take a picture where you are. I took a picture of that house with the blue lights, and then you guys showed up. And so I thought, what the hell? I never even met this girl. Never touched her in my life, but I would not do it. You know, there's no way. I'm a 59-year-old man. So what happened?
Well, it is about that.
Well, I'm sure it is.
The text conversations that you had with the girl, we were just talking
Well, I
about.
didn't even know.
What's her
I
name?
didn't even know her name was. I didn't even know she was.
Well, you just told me.
Well,
The
yes,
woman's-
initially, but yeah.
The gal on the beach said her 13-year-old. So I've seen those text messages. Not every single one of them, but enough of them.
Sure.
There's actually some.
No, that's fine. That's cool. No, that's fine.
And I just want you to know.
I mean, first of all,
I can understand that you're uncomfortable right now, but
I'm not uncomfortable.
Okay. So I just want you to know that I already I know how the conversation went. I mean, you were talking about her giving you right here.
No, I understand.
You
I
say
understand.
And you put that all caps.
Wow.
Not appropriate. I know.
So
he just lied.
He clearly, he told a whole lie. And they're like, well, we got the text messages right here.
He's like, nope, it's him.
You saying something completely different.
Shit.
And again, you're a 59-year-old man. And this girl, she's what, 13? That was the age they said?
Yeah, something like that.
I know. I understand. But that was never going to happen.
Was there pictures exchanged or anything like that?
No. She sent me 2 pictures of herself with her mother.
A lot of young girls in the area had come forward and identified the male as a creep who hung around near the beach asking for their numbers and inviting them over to his yacht.
What about when you told her that you guys were girlfriend and boyfriend?
Well, I said, you know, I said, we're friends, boyfriend, girlfriend. I mean, but I'm not going to date you. You know, we're not going to do this. It's not going to happen. It's not appropriate. Okay. It might be appropriate in Asia or China or Philippines, but it's not recognized in this country. And I said, I'm not going there. I said, you call me when you're. That's the last text I sent her.
So I'm just going to read some of these texts here, okay? You would text, I want to make beautiful love to you.
Wow.
Kissing your face, holding your beautiful hands.
Well, when she's not today.
This dude.
Yikes.
So you got a 59-year-old man texting a 13-year-old, I want to make love to you. Just point blank.
Yeah.
Want to kiss all over your beautiful face. He already brought up things about, his penis. This is a 59-year-old to a 13-year-old. Or no, what he thinks is a 13-year-old.
Right. This is why I think this is a mental illness. In this society today, where we're probably more sexual liberated than any other time, he can get a younger woman, not a child, a woman. He can get a 25-year-old chick. Like, why a child? This doesn't make any sense to me. It's just disgusting. So I'm saying this is why I think this is a mental illness. I think that or a level of spiritualness. If you want to go that route, this is some demonic behavior to cause harm to innocent, to destroy somebody's life. That's what I see this as. This is insane.
I mean, that's 5 years from today.
She asks how big you are. You say 7 inches. You ask if she wants a picture.
I never sent her a picture of anything about me.
You ask her if she has a small tight.
Wow.
Okay.
So, I mean,
okay.
I just don't want you to feel that you have to
I'm not trying to elaborate on the story. I'm just saying you're. Then we can talk about that stuff.
Yeah, but she's not.
So well, that's the apparently, I don't know how old she is. I don't even know if she's real.
Tonight, maybe a little bit. I guess what was the intentions of going to the park? Did you bring anything with you when you went to that?
She wanted me to bring, and
he did.
When I said, I'm not doing that.
Okay. Did you do that?
No, I did not do that. Go check my car. Okay. I don't have anything in my car.
Okay.
So no way. I would never do that. First of all, it wouldn't be fair to her, and it would not be fair to me, and it's not the right thing.
What?
There's no way.
What does he? What do you think he means by won't be fair to either one of them? What?
Because he keeps saying it's not going to happen. Listen to the calmness of his story, and he's operating like he's the victim, and at the same time, I would never do anything like that.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Wow.
Like, I didn't know this was. I just came here. She said she was scared. I thought I was doing a good thing. That's how he's talking.
Yeah. He's not denying anything either, right?
No.
So as they share things, he's just rolling with it. That's the other weird thing. You know what I mean?
Literally doing that. Just rolling with it.
He's like, you got 7 inches. I never sent her pictures. Like, what the fuck? This is some sick ass shit, man.
Did you go out and bike?
No, I did not bike.
How did she know that she knew that you
She said we can't do anything because I can't get pregnant. And I said, well, we're not going to do that anyway. So don't even worry about that.
You didn't send her a picture of the.
I did.
Okay.
Look, I have them in the boat, but I've never. They're still sealed.
Whoa. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna back that up. Holy shit.
Be fair to her, and it would not be fair to me, and it's not the right thing. There's no way.
Did you go out and bike?
No, I did not bike.
How did she know that she knew that you
She said we can't do anything because I can't get pregnant. And I said, well, we're not going to do that anyway. So don't even worry about that.
You didn't send her a picture of the.
I did.
Okay.
Look, I have them in the boat, but I've never. They're still sealed.
Okay. Did you go out and buy those recently, or?
Oh no, I bought them years ago.
And they're still sealed?
Well, I don't use them. I mean, I just got divorced from my wife of several years, and we didn't have that use of.
So he sent her pictures of condoms that he has on his boat. So this is the psychology thing, right? I'm gonna say one thing and do another to create a level of confusion on you, but then it's kind of like a version of love bombing. I'm gonna like compassion bomb you with all these things and affirmations. I can see how this can start to get confusing for a young person. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not gonna have sex, but here's a picture of condoms.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that, but this is what my dick looks like. Like, this is some sick shit, man.
He's conditioning. He's actually conditioning her. He's putting the ideas in the head.
It's also, to me, what I think will happen here is like if I keep saying, no, we're not gonna do this, but I'm gonna give you enough to feed your like imagination, you are convincing yourself at that point what you want. So you're making the choice. Now it ain't me. You doing that. It's like that's what gaslighting is, right? Like, that's what it's supposed to be. So you're pretty much gaslighting these folks into these children into becoming victimized, and then the blame is on them. Not on me. I was just here. I was just being nice to her. That's crazy.
Okay. The 18-year-olds look like they're 20. They look like they're older. And you don't know the age.
Is it that you're attracted to young girls around years old, or is it just that this young girl just happened to be young and you were attracted to her?
No.
So you were just attracted to this girl, she just happened to be young, but it wasn't.
She was just friendly to me. She was every day. She would, honey, I love you, and baby, and.
Contrary to his statements, it was always the male who initiated the conversation with the undercover officer. often discussing his fantasies.
So how come you put a blanket in the backseat of your car?
To cover the leather, because I don't want the sun baking it.
Okay, but you're going to meet a girl at a park. See what that looks like?
That doesn't have anything to do with it. I've had that blanket in there I bought that car in 2000.
You just put that blanket in there.
No, it's been in there for years. I covered the seats, so I don't want the seats faded.
What if I told you I walked by your car earlier today and that blanket was not there?
Well,
shit.
Yes, when I'm driving down the road, sometimes
The
I open up
dude keeps
the
adapting his story.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's not missing a beat. He keeps adapting his story.
Yeah. I mean, but again, that same mentality is what he's doing to the young person as he's talking to it, right? He just flows. But that's what I'm picking up here is like there's a flow of let me get you to this point. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's almost like dropping breadcrumbs. Like he just keeps flowing with it. And that's that tactician thing you were talking about before. I'm starting to pick up on it.
The back, and it blows it off on the back. But no, it's always been in there.
So you weren't planning on having in the back seat?
No. Listen, guys, absolutely no way in a million years would that ever happen.
The denials I'm hearing from you are different talking to me, a law enforcement officer.
Go back by 10 seconds.
Yeah.
All right. Now pay attention to him when he's talking.
What do you want me to pay attention to exactly? Body language?
Just his head movements.
Okay.
Off on the back, but no, it's always been in there.
So you weren't planning on having in the back
now
seat?
why?
Listen, guys, absolutely no way in a million.
But he's nodding yes.
Yeah, he's nodding yes.
Yeah, he's saying no and nodding yes. That is, yeah. So I think we talked about this on a stream. The book Lie to Me. I told you about that book, right?
Yeah.
It's
show.
Yeah. Oh, the show's called Lie to Me. The book's called Emotions Revealed.
Micro expressions.
By Paul Erickman, I believe. And that's one of those signs where you could tell when someone's lying. They'll give something, but their body language will confirm what they truly believe. So he's like, never in a million years would I do such a thing. Like that. Oh my God. Yeah, this is fascinating, man. Damn. Anything else that you picked up on there that we didn't catch? Or that
No. I thought that was just important because again, this is the stuff I pay attention to when talking to people in real life.
Yeah, let's check that out one more time.
Sometimes I open up the sunroof and the windows in the back, and it blows it off on the back. But no, it's always been in there.
So you weren't planning on having in the back seat?
No. Listen, guys, absolutely no way in a million years.
He can't stop saying yes.
The denials I'm hearing from you are different talking to me, a law enforcement officer, than they were talking to the girl. The 10-year-old girl, you were really in control of that conversation. She wasn't controlling you. You're making it sound like this 10-year-old girl talked you into doing all these things that you would never do in a million
Well, she
years.
kept coming on to me. I mean, daily.
But it's a girl, man.
How old are you? I don't know. I'm 59 years old. I don't know how old she is. I mean, she might even not even.
Did she ever tell you that how old she was?
She did.
How old was that? Okay. So I will say this though, we do know that you've talked to 4 girls at least in town.
Yeah.
Who've all been or younger. We know this is true. We know this is true.
I mean,
and we know one of those is Samantha.
Yeah, she's
okay.
Right.
So why are you going up to these?
Well, I don't. Again,
talking to these.
I don't know.
Hold on, let me just
the age. I don't know what they. They like I said, they look 5 years older than they're supposed to be.
Well, I understand, but why? But that's pretty young, right? You're 60-ish. I'm 34, right? I mean,
I'm 59.
Okay, you're 59. I'm 34.
That's 68.
Yeah, I mean, I do understand that.
I'm trying to manipulate.
Look
Yeah.
But why aren't you talking with people more your age?
Well, I do all the time. But in Port Townsend, what I've learned as a single guy, there's widowers, coupled up people, a lot of lesbians, and married people, and a lot of young girls. And that's all I know. And so,
That's anywhere.
you know, I'm communicative. I'm trying
What
to
does
make
that mean?
I meet people all the time, especially on the beach.
So back to real quick, back to the age thing. Some of these girls that you talk to, I mean, they told you they were.
No, they never did. Not.
So they never told you.
I never asked their age. No.
The male was also subject to a DUI investigation, as he was visibly drunk when the officers had picked him up at the park.
I don't know much about your situation that you got going on here with these guys, but it sounds like you were drinking when you were taken into custody. So now that you're here, obviously, if you're drinking and driving, that's an issue too that needs to be
I had
addressed.
I had pizza, a couple glasses of wine.
Okay, how long ago was that?
It was hours ago.
Okay, looks like your eyes are pretty
I'm
watery,
tired.
red.
I'm tired.
Is that-
Yeah, I'm tired.
Okay, all right.
It's almost 1 a.m, so I normally go to bed at 10.
And blow. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. There you go. Only a couple glasses of wine. 0.177.
No.
About twice what the legal
limit is. Okay.
Yeah. Must have been big glasses of wine.
Damn.
Have you
May have been 3.
The 59-year-old
That was after the interrogation,
Yeah, that was after the interrogation.
He was fucked up.
male
Man.
was charged with attempted child molestation in the 2nd degree and 2 counts of felony communications with a minor for immoral purposes. He pled guilty to the charges and faces a standard range of 42 to 56 months in prison, as well as requirement to register as a sex offender. YouTube thinks you'll love the video on screen. Click to watch now.
So that's about 6 years max. He'll probably do maybe 3 to 4.
Yeah.
Plus be registered as a sex offender. Damn. Wow. Any thoughts on that? My fucking head's starting to hurt, bro. We done damn near did 2 hours of this shit. I got to tap out.
You got to see his body language. You got to see how easy it was for him to just flow from story to story. No matter how much he got caught in his lie, he just kept it going.
Yeah.
And you can see how tactful he was, how tactical he was in trying to talk, even trying to cause confusion and disruption.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, they already had all the evidence, so he was never winning this situation. But if this is how he's just talking in general, imagine how he's talking to the children. But he got the text that showed how he's talking to the children. And this is why we say to keep an eye out for who your kids are talking to. Or keep an eye on to the people that you're talking to. Because they could be the salon right across the street.
Wow.
These people are coming in with drugs, as we've been seeing in this episode.
Yeah.
And they're drugging the kids.
Yeah. Wow. Do you want to answer this question from Napstar? It says, so does do these people deserve restorative practices, or do we leave it to the justice system to let them rot? Any thoughts on that?
I mean, you can't restore them.
I don't think you can.
I mean, this is what they are attracted to. This is what they're mentally fixated on. You had the one dude in the video talking about he was, trying to show proof that people can change, but he's not changing. There's a reason he's still on the watch list. He's not changing. The fact that he can so calmly tell you how his methods are, these people hide in plain sight.
Yeah.
There's no changing them. Now, the justice system can only do so much with what they have. Unfortunately, if you are corrupt in the system, then you are part of the problem. But there are a lot of people that are trying to stop this situation from escalating and trying to prevent the situation. But you can't restore them. You can't change them.
Damn. Joe says this is a cycle of abuse. You either heal and be against it, or you do what was done to you. How many more clips do we have? Let me back out real quick. Shit, did we only get through 2? No, we got through more than 2. We got a couple more, but
Parents.
Yeah, we'll check. These are the shorter ones, right? Yeah. We'll check some of these out before we close out. We'll roll through these and we'll wrap it up because
okay,
my fucking head hurts, man. This is
I
disgusting.
got you.
All right, more tips for parents. More tips for parents.
Parents, this video can save your child's life. A man in Australia groomed teenage girls by showering them with gifts. Nike shoes, Apple watches, concert tickets. He said he was much younger than he was. He had a dog. He seemed like a cool older friend. But those gifts were not kindness. He was buying their trust in plain sight. He was buying access to them. And that's how grooming starts. It's not threats or violence. It's attention. It's
kindness as a tool.
Yeah. You know, never mind. I'm not gonna say that. It's disgusting. I'll move on. Jesus Christ.
All right, let's just have this uncomfortable conversation. It's about children being predators to children. Did not realize how dangerous it was until my children were older. A kid in the neighborhood wasn't just a predator. He was a rapist is what he was to other boys. I knew his family, liked his family. The lady who drove the school bus in our neighborhood, she parked the bus in front of my house and came to my door. Very nice lady. And she came to my door in tears because she had heard Preddy talking to another boy, telling him about how when they were going to have like some type of schools, like summer camp, how to use Vaseline and how to other boys in the middle of the night, literally. So the bus driver was shook. We both work for school systems. I reported it, and I told her she needed to report it as well. This was serious. He was an 11-year-old. Children hurt other children. Do not underestimate the harm that another child can do with your children.
Wow. Any thoughts on that? We don't hear about children preying on other children.
We don't, and it's something else I've been vocal about because I've seen it happen. I've had to help heal somebody from this happening, and it is a conversation. It's a conversation, you know, when you hear in the manosphere or, you know, when they talk about the relationship dynamics and they're like telling you, you shouldn't date people. Like if you're a single person, don't date someone who got kids. Only people with kids should date other people with kids. And I'm sitting here like, but I've seen the negatives of that also because kids don't have loyalty to the other kids.
Sure.
And I've watched a 9-year-old try to touch my 6-year-old sister because there's no loyalty there.
Damn. Do you think these kids who are preying on other kids are victims themselves typically, or are they just naturally predators? I don't know how to say natural. Like
it's already in their head. I mean, something's clearly influenced them, but a lot of these kids, from what I understand, and I don't have the most information, but from what I understand, they're not like victims. It's just how their psychology is.
Shit. Wow. Okay. I'll roll to the next clip.
The number one place that children are recruited online is Facebook, Snapchat, and then Instagram. That's the top 3 in order. We filmed it on our phones with a fake account, 14-year-old female. And when we start accepting one account, one guy, one 51-year-old male, as soon as you hit accept, not only is he inboxing you like, hey, babe, 5 more are being pushed, enabling the same profile, which here's what the profile looks like. By the way, parents, if you're curious, go under your kids' followers and start looking at them. Here's some identifiers. No one's following them. No one, or 7 people are, but they're following 2,500. And then you look at the people they're following. Now they're following your child too. That'll give you an idea of the type of people they're looking for.
Thoughts on that clip?
Keep your kid off of social media. That's what they're trying to tell you. Obviously, I mean, look at the era we're in. What they're telling you how easy it is for the predators to get a hold of your child.
Yeah. We hear a lot about online, it's through the games, through the apps, the social media apps as well. But yeah, it's crazy. But they gave some good tips on like what the profiles look like. That's a good thing to pick up on. Yeah, that's good. Well, I'm gonna hit the next one.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she just, what does she do to get them to respond?
Oh no, we respond to them. They hit us up. But yeah, it can involve like putting out like a post or something saying I want friends or hi, how's it going? Like just posting on our wall or whatever. But oftentimes, I mean, we go to our inbox, it's just friend request, friend request, friend request, friend request. Like there's never a shortage of these people. It's unbelievable. But yeah, we always end up telling them that we indicate that we're underage, and where we're decoying almost all the time, they're okay with it. I mean, I can't think of one in the past couple of years that said they were not okay with the age.
Yeah.
In the past. So a tiny bit of context, you have an officer basically telling you that they're disguising themselves as underage little girls, and they are getting messages, friend requests of older guys, and they're letting them know, yo, I'm 12 years old, but the guys don't care. They want to holler.
Jesus Christ. All right, I'm gonna roll the next one. Try to wrap the show up for today.
Someone interviewed some pedophiles in prison, and one pedophile said that a child to me is no different than a ham sandwich. A ham sandwich is an object that satisfies my need for hunger. And a child is an object that satisfies my need to dominate sexually. That's how they look at these kids. There's no emotion, nothing like that. Another predator said he was addicted to co-addiction. He said, my addiction to little children was worse than cocaine. And another predator said, I was a father, a brother, a son, and uncle. Nobody knew that I wanted to sexually abuse little 6-year-old girls. Nobody knew.
But he was doing it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They love what they do. They're addicted to what they do. And by and large, as far as I can tell, they never change.
See, that's what we talked about. The never change piece. Good perspective on the addiction to it too. Like there has to be a drive and a motivation to be this level of a tactician and to continue. And it reminds me of the guy that we seen the first time who talked about how he would move from state town to town. It's like, and I think I said this on that episode, to actually be willing to uproot your life and just move on because you want to have sex with kids, to me shows a deeper drive in a person that they can just up and go just to feed that addiction or feed that demonic behavior. That's insane. But any thoughts from you on that?
No, that's it, man. And I just want to say, notice that we're saying kids, because just like the guy Universal just brought up, he was going after little boys. Like kids, minors, children, teens. This is critical because you just have cases upon cases upon cases of just different children being broken.
Shit, it's disgusting. It's just gross, man. I mean, I know it takes a little out of me when we do this, because I'm like, because part of me is like, man, like, how do I miss this? What do I do? I'm a father. I have kids. I do care about children. I don't want to fucking prey on them. But I've devoted most of my career towards the development of children. But through my own trauma, honestly, it's been kind of a cope for me, if I'm going to be completely transparent, is I got into therapy and mental health because I didn't want kids to go through the things that I went through. But mine was around domestic violence being impoverished, stuff like that. These people are like 180 from me. Like they want to cause harm to feed their own addiction. And to me, that has to be some sort of mental illness. There has to be some sort of demonic drive to do that. So it's insane, man.
And they have a level of psychology, a level of understanding psychology that allows them to do what they do. And you hear these links for years.
Yeah. Salute to Kane Corso mom. Welcome to the channel. We'll talk to you later, Vanta. We're talking about child abuse right now, and it's been a lot, and my fucking head is hurting.
But
And,
yes, this was a good episode, man. I appreciate you for having me up here, man.
No, absolutely, man. And thank you for having the conversation. I mean, you're one of the brave souls who's not afraid to talk about this, who's not afraid to dive into this dynamic and to tell the truth about it. And that's why I wanted to do this series with you and offer a space to talk about this, because it can get uncomfortable for folks to have these conversations. You don't know what to say. You don't know where to look. You don't know who it could be. And it could be people who watch this. It could be people we know. We have no clue until it's uncovered and people are caught. But one thing we do know is that this is a massive problem, and this is like I keep saying, this is an international issue. There's a lot of money behind this. There's a lot of people involved, and it shouldn't be uncomfortable for us to talk about, because if we really do care about children, we should be having a lot more conversations about this. So if we can use this platform to do it, well, let's definitely do it. Our last few episodes were pretty successful. I mean, we got up to 800 views on damn near every one of them. So, I think we're doing our part as much as we can, and at least bring some awareness for folks so they can pay attention. Any final thoughts, comments from you as we close out today's episode?
I've said what I needed to say. I look forward to doing this again, because we have more episodes coming and we have plenty of material, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for coming by. We are wrapping up, but definitely play the playback. This is a series that we're doing called Hidden Harms, where we're looking at the truth about child abuse in the world. We're focusing more on the United States because that's where we're at. But thank you all for coming. Please subscribe. This is a channel around personal development. We dive into some of the deeper things to help people grow, live a life, thrive, and find salvation. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up. Everybody take care of yourselves. I'll be back a little bit later with another stream as we look at Somalians. We're going to have some fun later in the day. So, all right, folks, take care. We'll talk to you all soon. Peace.
Universal! Jones.